Welcome, Jabroni Killer members, on this June the 22nd, 2025 emergency update as the United States and Donald Trump has bombed 3 strategic nuclear facilities. As we look at our watch list in Iran, bombed them over the weekend when he said Friday he wasn't going to do it. There was no congressional approval. That has had very, very strategic effects on a manipulated and a criminally manipulated market. And you guys all know about the criminal manipulation. And if you look at the Bitcoin price, you can see the Bitcoin price was down about 6 to 8% this weekend. It got down to about 98,000 and change. You can see it's recovered up to about $100,999. The Ethereum price was hit extremely hard this weekend. The Ethereum price was down, I think, greater than 15% on the weekend. You can see it was down pretty significantly over the weekend. Had a pretty big drop. The XLM and the XRP price, both of those, and you Jabroni Killer members, and that's why you're here, and I appreciate the support that you, my Jabroni Killer members, that have helped build this Vincenzo's Gold crypto investing from the ground up. But you've understood since mid-January, after the Donald Trump-induced pump, the hyper pump, the end of the current bull market where we're now in the mid-ground consolidation that we've been talking about, you've understood in the Bitcoin price that if we go out and take a look at it here on the full screen, and XRP Future Millionaire and you Jabroni Killer members, we're working on solidifying our first co-live stream where we're going to be, I'll be at XRP Future Millionaire's house. He's in, I'm in, the communities, both his community, my community seem to be on board. And we're going to get our first one hopefully in the next 2 weeks, and then maybe get more frequently if you, the audience, like it, which I believe you, the audience, will like it. But you Jabroni Killer members, again, first mover advantage, hearing that first here live that it's been finalized, that it will be happening. But you can see the Bitcoin price. We got short to medium term bearish back here after the Donald Trump rally, right? And then we had that mountain double top. And I call them a mountain double top. Some people call them an M topping reversal pattern. And if we delete this, we'll show you why. Just get that deleted. You can see our track in the background, but obviously that M topping reversal pattern, because there's the neckline. It looks like an M, right? I call it a mountain double top because it's a mountain double top. But we got short to medium term bearish. We had a short term target at 73,000. Then we were in this rising channel. And the reason I'm making this video for you tonight is we all know, and you guys know, that we broke out of this rising channel, traded sideways. And then you can see over the weekend, we traded down exactly where we thought we would go to. We hit the 100-day moving average beautifully. Look at that. 99,377.44 was the 100-day moving average in the daily time frame. We hit that, and now we've bounced up like we were talking about in that video. And now what you guys need to be watching, and why you're here with the first mover advantage, and the reason you are Jabroni Killer members to keep this facilitated, and I can't express and thank you guys enough for being here, is I think this week what you're going to have happen is you're going to trade between a descending 100-day, 50-day moving average there in red. It's sitting at 103,125.89, but trending south very, very quickly. I think we're going to run into this 93,571.46 in the next 7 days, get a slight bounce, but then the moving averages, the 50, the 100, and the 200 that are up here conglomerated, are going to be trending down. And as they're trending down in 6 or 7 or 8 days, it's going to come down and force the price down here to this 93,000 and change. And I believe after it does that, you're going to eventually push below that. And my official call, as you know, is to come back to where this double bottom, this local double bottom started back over here, back in early April to mid-April. And then we started in this rising channel that we've been in ever since. You do know my call has been, even though we hit that new all-time high briefly, we got that extenuated double mountain double top. We're coming back to 73,845, and you're getting the first mover advantage with you, my members of Jabroni Killers. And that's why we're going to do these videos for you, my Jabroni Killer members. Try to get 1 or 2 a week like this, a video just to give you guys an understanding of what old Vincenzo's thinking, where old Vincenzo thinks the short-term and the long-term market's going. As you do know, we've been in this consolidation. We're below that critical neckline support. We've been in that head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern since the 340 top, where we had the blow off top. We have identified the neckline. You've traded sideways ever since about, move that out of the way, late February, when you had that Sunday morning, the 3rd, I believe it was, that big dump. Then you had the follow through on the bounce back. We've been trading on this neckline for 2 to 3 months. We've been telling you after we hit this swing high, after we had this swing low capitulation at $1.61, we told you that 255 was your likely rejection. You did get rejected by the 255. Then we told you to watch out for the neckline support. We've traded on the neckline support for quite some time here, and now, like we've been talking about, just like the XLM price did, it broke the neckline support, and now we're trying to do a classic hook nose bearish reversal pattern right here, where we come back up and you see that, the classic hook nose bearish reversal, and then it drives the price down. And what that would do, and what you Jabroni Killer members, and the reason I'm making this video, is that would be confirming that neckline support now is critical, major resistance, a flip from critical major support, and that's a critical thing going on here in the next 6 to 12 weeks, as that could be what drives you down to the $1.29 price across the sphere, along with the gold and silver bullion market. I'm very, very bullish on gold. Obviously, I'm very heavy investor in the gold and silver bullion, very, very heavy investor in the mining stocks, platinum and palladium. I'm getting on board to make a major move, and you guys are hearing this first. Again, platinum, palladium, I'm getting ready to make a major, major move on this in the coming weeks. You'll hear that first. You're going to hear my accumulation zones in the cryptocurrencies, when the XRP, when the blockchain, when the Bitcoin, NXLM get back into our accumulation and reaccumulation zones. As you do know, we've been waiting. The gold and silver, though, I think platinum and palladium are about to skyrocket along with the silver bullion. As you do know, I'm heavily invested in the silver bullion. I think those are going up. I think the dollar is going to continue to rise a little bit, having a bull market, a bear market pump back to the upside, because it's in a bear market, but it's having a mid-ground consolidation after the news, and still the United States dollar is perceived as a safe haven across the world. Anytime something goes on abroad that affects the whole world as a whole, other nations pump into the US dollar, and you can see the US dollar was on a big slide over the past 3 months, the past 6 months, and the past year, and only briefly did it stop here because of the bombing that the United States did in Iran. But thank you, Jabroni Killer members. We'll try to give you more, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of these sort of updates a week for just you Jabroni Killer members, and we're going to expand upon this, get more creative, get better with this, right? But you are seeing this first, me on camera with the computer screen here behind you for members of Jabroni Killers, to keep you first mover advantage. Peace and love to my beautiful audience.